Good morning, it's Monday, it's lunchtime. I'm actually about to meal prep for the week. But yeah, I do actually have the most exciting news to share, at least I'm excited. And I think I told you that I finally made an appointment with my gynecologist in mid-June to discuss HRT. But since I felt like it was still a while to go, I've been checking almost every single day if I couldn't get an earlier appointment. And yesterday I actually got one for this Friday. There we go, our new scratch tree. Wow, so you can really see my gray hair. Yeah, I'm also still feeling like really massive right now. Weight gain, especially around the middle. Going back to reality is always like a tough one. So I'm really excited that I finally have an appointment with her. I'm really hoping that I can just share my symptoms with her and that she'll be like, yeah, let's put you on HRT, let's see how you do. But I don't know, she might say that I'm too young or like, I'm just a little worried that it's just not gonna turn out the way I'm hoping it will. Hey, hello and welcome back. My name is Mareike. I'm 41 years old and I live in Berlin, Germany with my husband and our 2 fluffy cats. On this channel I share my life as a child-free woman as well as my struggles and joys of slowly but surely getting a little bit older and just trying to be happy and healthy. One of my main struggles over the last few months has been what I believe to be early perimenopause symptoms. And in this vlog, I'm finally having my gynecologist appointment to ask for hormone replacement therapy. As you will see further towards the end of the video, this did not go as planned. And as I'm editing this, I've actually already filmed more of a sit-down follow-up video where I share what happened afterwards and which will hopefully go live soon. In hindsight, I gotta say that I do feel a little bit stupid about the decisions that I've made over the last few weeks, but I also believe that I'm not alone, and even though there's a ton of information out there on the internet, a lot of doctors are still not up to speed. And I feel like most of us still need to navigate this time on our own without much support. So yeah, this is my imperfect journey of hormonal chaos and trying to feel a little bit better while learning something new every single week. So if that's something you're interested in, welcome and happy to have you on board. Happy Tuesday, it's late afternoon, I'm done with all of my meetings. I made a green juice today, I had an afternoon snack just now. And overall, I'm feeling so much better than yesterday. Like yesterday, after around lunchtime, I think, I was in the funkiest mood, kind of questioning my entire life, my job, my everything. I think it didn't help that it was like the first Monday after being on vacation. Going back to reality is always like a tough one. But yeah, I still went to the gym last night, made me feel a little bit better. Not 100% better, but still helped a little bit. And then tonight I'll be going to the gym again, and then tomorrow I'm going to the office because we have this event and there's a little bit of pressure for us to be on site, and I think things are about to shift in my company when it comes to remote work versus working at the office. I fear that in a few months we'll have to go to the office at least a few days per week. Yeah, I'm still struggling with the concept, but let's see how it's gonna turn out. Good morning. It's Wednesday, it's my office day, and I'm trying to get my hair to look like I can leave the house. I still really like my new haircut, but I feel like it requires a little bit more styling than what I did with my long hair when I just put it up in a ponytail like every single day. And now I can actually still put it up in a ponytail, but I just try not to be as lazy as I usually am with my hair. I think I will do like a half up bun thingy. Wow, so you can really see my gray hair here. So now I'm gonna add these curls. I do have naturally curly hair, but my curls are usually very frizzy, not very well defined. Okay, I guess that's gonna be my hair for today. I've been having this list of symptoms for my gynecologist for months now, and I just keep like adding and refining the list. And yeah, I think it's quite useful for telling her everything that's been going on with me on Friday. But on the list, we definitely do have insomnia. May not come as a surprise to you. Then hair thinning. I feel like especially the sides of my eyebrows, they have become pretty non-existent. And that didn't used to be the case. I mean, I still do have some hair. My husband's coming home. So got a little bit distracted there when my husband came home. But anyway, what I wanted to say is that on my perimenopause symptoms list, I do have insomnia, hair thinning, mood swings for sure. I'm constantly feeling like I'm having a UTI, which is super annoying, and I hate the feeling so much. What else? Cold flashes, night sweats, weight gain, especially around the middle. I feel like I have plenty more, like drier skin. Can't think of anything else right now. But anyway, I'm on my way to work. It's gonna be an interesting day. We're gonna have a few like company-wide meetings, and then I'm also actually gonna meet up with my new manager to talk about some issues I've been having with my role lately. I have not been too happy at work, so let's see if there's something we can do about it. But I'm also quite nervous to actually bring these things up. I've known him for basically since I started at the company, and I feel like I hope I can trust him. Okay, long day at work. I had the meeting with my manager. Went quite well, I think. Let's just see how the next few months are gonna go, I guess. But for now, I'm actually on my way to have another soup dinner with my colleagues, and I'm almost there. Just bought a squash. I don't particularly feel like soup right now because it's quite warm out, but I think it's still gonna be nice. It's Thursday afternoon, and on Thursdays I always have a lot of meeting, and I'm done with almost half of them. I just took a nap, and even though it's, I think, day 20 of my cycle, I've been sleeping quite well over the last few days, and even nap times have been really good. So I feel like right now I could sleep all day, every day. And once again, I'm just really tired and like low energy, low motivation to get work done. But luckily, I feel like when your day is packed with meetings, you don't really need much motivation because you're in the meetings anyway. And then the day basically passes by anyway. Other than that, I feel like I've been pretty good with my steps. I think I told you I went to the office yesterday, and let me show you. I got in 15k steps yesterday, and on my Fitbit it was even 17k steps. So obviously I don't have my phone with me 24/7, well, probably 22/7 or something. But yeah, got in a lot of steps, had a lot of like walking meetings, just walking around the building, walking to the office, returning from the office, all the things. So I feel like office days are always really good for steps. But generally, I think I've been hitting my step goal of 6k every single day since I started a couple weeks ago, I think. Also, I feel like I'm naturally starting to crave like savory, like more savory foods. I think the last couple days I've actually had eggs, or one egg and like half an avocado on a slice of bread in the morning. And I feel like in terms of overall cravings, that has actually been really helpful, to the point where I'm like, well, now it's lunchtime and I should technically be eating, but I'm not really hungry. So yeah, I think I've said that before, that technically I might not be hungry, but then I'm still like, okay, it's lunchtime, it's dinner time, I need to eat something. So I think that's where I'm holding myself back. Yeah, I'm also still feeling like really massive right now. Overall, I think I'm just hoping for this to just be an awkward transition phase of me having breakfast, not having figured out the rest of the day completely, maybe gaining a few pounds, also bulking up a little bit due to the weight training. But I'm just hoping that eventually I will adapt and like figure out how to make all of this work. And then also I'm curious to see, tomorrow is Friday and tomorrow is my gynecologist appointment, and I'm really excited still. But also, if she does actually end up prescribing HRT, then that's also gonna be another variable thrown into the mix, which might affect my weight, moods, everything. So it's kind of weird. Again, I feel like what I've been doing before had been working for me. Now I've sort of disrupted, sounds very dramatic, but disrupted everything, and now I'll have to see where I end up. But yeah, that's that for now. I do need to get a couple of things done before my next meeting. And then I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow before and or after the gynecologist appointment. Woo. Also, our cats got a new scratch tree, so that's quite exciting. There we go, our new scratch tree. It's quite high up and I think it looks really nice. They've had the old scratch tree for over 5 years and we finally invested in a nice new one and I'm really happy with it. Livy, Livy, Livy. He's busy cleaning. The time has come. I'm on my way to my gynecologist. But yeah, I'm kind of nervous, kind of hopeful. But anyway, let's see what she says. I just returned from my gynecologist, but I was like, I need to process this first, and I definitely haven't. But yeah, it did not go as planned, and a part of me was definitely expecting that. But in this case, I'm also a little bit bummed. And I think what she's doing is basically going like by the textbook, even though I don't know if there's a textbook. But she said, since I'm 41, since I'm still having fairly regular cycles between 21 and 27 days, also since I'm not having hot flashes, she was like, it's not indicative of me being in perimenopause yet. Like all the symptoms I told her, she was like, yeah, no, she wouldn't start me on HRT. There were definitely a few moments where I didn't really feel like she was taking me seriously. Like when I was talking about my sleep issues, she was like, you know, there's sleeping apps, there's melatonin, lifestyle, and I feel like I'm really good with lifestyle and all of the things that you can do to really sleep well, I think. But anyway, we were going back and forth and I was also starting to talk about my PMS symptoms and how they've been getting worse and how like the week before my period, I feel like I'm not really able to, I don't know, participate in life, basically. And then she was like, well, if you want to, we could also put you on like the pill. So long story short, I did get a prescription for the pill. She didn't really push that. She did suggest it. And I was like, well, actually, I might just give it a go. She said for a lot of women that have PMS or even PMDD, which I feel like I'm sort of borderline, I'm not sure. The goal is basically to stop women from getting into the second period of their cycle and to basically stop getting periods. And I know a few people who do have pills like that, who do take them nonstop and who just don't get their periods. And every time I hear someone talk about this, I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like the dream. But then again, because I did take the pill, I think at this point, almost 20 years ago, I took it for 10 years. And I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like me coming off the pill back then, I had the worst acne for probably about a year. It totally ruined my self-esteem back then. Also being on the pill, my moods were all over the place. I also had acne being on the pill, just not as bad. I also shared that with her and she was like, this is very different. Like nowadays we have very different pills and they're not as strong. And I'm trying to think of what else to share. I still need to process what just happened. What just happened? And honestly, I feel like I maybe shouldn't have done this, but I already actually picked them up from the pharmacy. And I'm definitely gonna make a deep dive and like see what these are all about. And it was probably just plain stupid of me to just already pick them up and pay for them, obviously. But I think I was so set on starting something to relieve my symptoms. And now I have like the pill or a pill instead of HRT. And I'm like, really? Really? So that's what I got. Apparently, if I do actually decide to start taking them, I need to take them at the very same time every single day. And I'm also not supposed to take a break, but just take them every single day. I don't know. She was like, if you want, just give it a go for 3 months and then you can still stop taking it. And I guess I might just do that. I don't know. Yeah, also I feel like there's so much to think about. Like I know from other women online that have been getting HRT, even though they are still young, even though they're still getting their periods. So I'm a little bit like, should I go see another doctor? Should I just go with this? go back in a few years. Then also, I don't know, and I think I was just way too overwhelmed in the moment. And also there's just never much time when you go see a doctor. I don't even know, like, if I never get my period, like, how will I know that I'm in perimenopause then? So yeah, a lot of questions. I feel like I will do a deep dive into this over the weekend. It's Friday now. I will also be getting my period in the next few days. So if I decide to take them, I can start straight away. And I guess I'll keep you posted in the next video. And yeah, with that, I'm ending the vlog on a very different outcome than I expected. And hope you're well and having a nice day. And I'll see you soon. Bye.